Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another recap video. Today I'm gonna be going over my trade on Celz, C-E-L-Z. So basically the reason why I traded this one was because I didn't really like nothing else that was on the scanners. There was two other ones that were running, but they were like thick floats, 90 million, 100 million float. So I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna bother with those because it's not really in my playbook. So then there was this one that started running around 5:30 p.m. 5:30 a.m. It just started gapping up. First thing I noticed, it was holding the 1 minute trend basically. So it went from 180 all the way up to 320s, and then it kind of started consolidating above 3. And at this point I was already thinking, all right, I'm gonna just make my game plan already. So on my pre-market watch list in my Discord right here, look, check it out. See? Can't see it, bro. Well, it says CELZ. My plan was to watch for a move over that pre-market high, 320. And then watch for a move into 350, 375, $4. Because those were, 25-cent increment levels, I guess, look at it. And then on the daily, there was resistance at the 360, 380s, all the way up to 4. So that's kind of the main resistance zone I was looking at. And then I said for a move back under PM lows or PM highs into 290s, 270s, 250s. But at first I had thought 250s only because we were still trading right here. I didn't think it would break over that 320 during pre-market and then make a new pre-market high, which 357 became the new pre-market high, like literally 5 minutes before the market opened. So at this point I was already like, okay, it's at the levels that I'm looking to short into, or it was already basically getting to 4 right before anything even happened. So I figured, you know what, I'm at the adjust, and since it's already up here near 350s, I think I should just go with my gut instinct and just start shorting into that pre-market high with the feeler. And I figured, all right, you know what, even if I start here, even if I start a feeler order here, I'm not in enough to where it's like, okay, like go higher, and then 357, and then just right away off the top of my head I just figured, all right, $3 stock, 30 cents, makes sense, no pun intended. I figured 387 just cuz, and then the next one I was gonna probably add into like 407, just kind of keep my orders separate apart, but then to get a feel for where the stock is going to start to turn heavy. So basically once that order filled and then it started to fail back under 370, and then it broke back under pre-market high 357, then I started adding here. But then I was thinking, all right, we need to see some kind of bounce first before the next leg down. So I was like, all right, let me just add a little bit. It keeps rejecting 360. I was like, all right, maybe that 360 is kind of a good resistance level. So before I keep adding, I'm gonna put an order out at 360 and then wait to see what happens once that 360 hits. If anything, I would have been like, all right, if it hits 360, I'll add at 380, and then at 390, just in case, you know, it does like some stuff move or whatever. But if it would have blown through that 390 with like some volume, obviously I'm gonna have to cut it because now it's doing something else. But I basically just waited. Once it failed 370, and it basically did like a little stuff wick there, this wick, I was like, all right. After seeing that, and then it broke back under the trend, I was like, all right, it's getting heavy here. The tape started moving quick. You started seeing a lot of sellers, and then I was like, you know what, it either breaks this 330 new lows, right? So now, and then we're back under 350, so it's that $half level, that psychological level. 350 fails, and then I was like, all right, that 330 is gonna break. But then also see this blue trend line from pre-market, it was also about to break there. So you got a combination of this 330 trend line and then failed lower high. So it's like all the puzzle pieces just added up right there. And that's where I was just like, it's either now or never, man. Like, just add the rest of your size here and then just, you know, be able to risk lower than pre-market highs, so like 371. And basically once that broke, immediately I was like, all right, 330, I got orders up at 360s. I'm okay with starting to take profits here. So I was like, all right, 315, 310, 305, and then 3 all the way down to like 270s, 260s. But then obviously like those orders hits, but then my $3 order doesn't hit. So then I'm thinking, all right, they're gonna hold 3 and they're gonna try to mess with it or do something, I don't know. But point is, just gotta wait. It could retest 330, but it doesn't have to. And also keep in mind, it was still below this trend. So then we had this little 315 consolidation. See right here, it was like that was support, broke, and then it kind of became resistance this whole time right here. So at this point I was like, all right, I'm gonna leave my orders at 290s, 280s, 270s, and I'm gonna wait, because it's like, well, we're already down here. My average was basically near 350, and I figured, you know what, why am I not, let me just stick to my targets. I was like, let me just trust my targets. Also, I'm gonna tell you why that 270 was a key target, because the 15-minute trend, that was the next big trend that I had to break. So this one, it was trending on the 1, the 3, and the 5. It was, you know, trading around the 1 here, around the 3. Let me show you how it looks. Okay, look. See how on the 3 it's trending, but it's not touching it. It's still extended away from it. But you still have the 1 minute. So the 1 minute was holding right here. Meanwhile, you got the 3 minute. That's your next trend. So out the open, you get this extension. But then you have to keep in mind, all right, it has to come back to the trend. It has to mean revert. And so basically, sort of bounced off 3-minute right here. You can see it kind of got really close at the 330, which was that level that we're talking about. That 330, that was the key. See, like right there, bam. So you had 330, and then you kind of see it starts to bounce. These green candles starts to bounce, but then you get these little top wicks. Same right here, top wicks, top. So that's kind of like sellers. There's a lot of sellers there. And then right here you kind of see this 360 right here, resistance. That's why I was like, all right, let me just put one here just in case. But then you see how they also come back and retest that previous 370 also. But then once that fails, let's say it hammers back down, opens back here, red, starts to go down, breaks this support 350, and at this point it's like everything kind of started to align here to just, you know, add the size. You got the 3-minute trend break. It broke the blue trend, which kind of looks a little more clean here. And at this point, then it began trading below the 3-minute trend. See right here? It retested, failed, dropped. Retested, failed, dropped. Reclaimed, retested later. And see, it was just a bunch of algo toying around all this the rest of this day. So that's why, you know, just try to stay focused on the first 1 to 2 hour. That's where it seems like this edge is at. So let me show you the 5-minute. Like it still hadn't. The other reason too right here, you know, the 5-minute trend was near, what is that, 318. So I was thinking, all right, we're gonna have to at least retest that 5-minute trend. So that's why I was like, I either just add the rest of my size up here and then look for that 5-minute trend retest and potential break. So it did break here. You kind of see how it broke, and then it started trading below it, the 5-minute trend, and then boom, you got that dip, and then see, boom. So right here it was basically like the 5-minute trend was the magnet. As it reverted away, it came back to retest that bigger trend. So the 3 and the 5 seem to be pretty key trends on this one, as far as, you know, what I just showed you. And then the 15-minute, that's like the ultimate. That was like, that's where it's gonna get to the most. It won't get to the 30-minute, and it won't get to the 60-minute or 1 hour. But that could be your final target. So see right here, that's all I was thinking, maybe 250, because it was here at 250, but then it ended up getting to 270s. So basically 270s, that's kind of where it's like, all right, maybe this is where it stops going lower, and it will just probably consolidate the rest of the day. But yeah, that was, you know, that was basically the trade on Celz. If you guys have any more questions or any questions, hit me up in the comments below or in my Discord. You could join that if you want. It's free. I'll post the link in the description below, so you can join that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.